YouTube, what up? Risen Jr. here from Frogs Angels. We're talking free agency frenzy, I should say. Before we get into it, I got a recent mock draft that was posted before free agency started, so a lot has changed. Updated one is coming soon. We're going to go over some free agency stuff first. This video is going to cover recent news and rumors from our sources, and we're going to talk about remaining free agents, which ones are the best, where they might land. Kirk Cousins said he won't sign a long-term deal as long as Bruce Allen is the president. It's a little harsh. Doesn't like Bruce Allen, obviously. So what do you do if you're the Redskins? You gotta, Kirk's gonna sign that franchise tag, which he's already done. So he's there for a year. And do you draft a quarterback? Basically is what I'm saying. You got towards the end of the 17th pick, I believe, 17th pick in the draft. I think you're gonna get a choice between a few there. I think you might have to take one.
I think you do. I think they kind of messed up. I would have tried to trade him when he demanded a trade. I guess I would have. That's what I would have done. I'd have shopped him around because
Well,
I
you
feel
can
like
get
they could have got
something.
something for him.
Yeah, definitely could have got something decent. And then next year you're going to lose them for nothing, basically. So they got a big mess over there. We'll see if Mayock gets in there. We'll see what he tries to do. Mayock's a fan of draft picks, so I can see him trying to trade him for draft picks. But he also is not a fan of the quarterback draft class this year, so that could mean the opposite. Another former Redskin, RG3, was on the Browns. He was just released of his duties. They have Osweiler, but I don't think Osweiler's there to stay, and he's definitely not going to be their starter. They have a ton of draft picks, so they're gonna have to go. They're gonna have to go quarterback. They're gonna have to go quarterback somewhere. I'm not gonna say they're gonna go quarterback first overall. I think they're going Myles Garrett, but I see them. They have the 12th pick. They could take quarterback there. They can trade up. They supposedly like Trubisky a lot, so very interesting to see what the Browns do.
I can
And
see them trading some of those picks for maybe Jimmy G.
yeah, I think that's their goal. I don't think it happens though. The Patriots want too much, and I really don't think the Patriots want to trade him in the AFC, is what I heard. They want to keep him because they know he's good and Brady's gonna be gone soon, and they don't want him going to a team they're gonna be playing. So just like Chandler Jones, they didn't really want to trade Chandler Jones because they knew he was a good player, but they weren't going to be able to pay him this year. They trade him to the NFC Cardinals team. Doesn't hurt him too much. Unless, of course, they would meet him in the Super Bowl, then that would be interesting. But I don't know if this
It would be something.
I don't know if this Jimmy G deal gets done. Maybe they trade out for Trubisky, use some of those draft picks this year or next year in a package deal to get up and get a quarterback. Panthers have some recent news. They're bringing Julius Peppers back to the Panthers, and they also signed Mike Adams on a 2-year deal. So two solid signings. Not going to really impact them too much, but they do need defensive upgrades. Peppers, I don't know. Peppers might be, obviously he's on his way out of the league. He might be washed up, though. Still playing at a decent level. So we'll see how much of an impact he makes there.
He's also one of those guys who, especially at his age, he doesn't need to play every down and he can, I guess, perform at a pretty high level.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious to see the contract details on that. Dolphins just got Lawrence Timmons actually on a 2-year, $12 million deal, linebacker from the Steelers. They're also bringing in Jabal Sheard, the edge rusher from the Patriots, in for a visit. I like Sheard a lot. But Lawrence Timmons, they got him locked up. We know the Dolphins had a huge need at not just one linebacker, multiple linebackers. They have Kiko Alonso tendered for now, so we'll see what happens there. I'm sure they get him back. But the team that needed multiple linebackers, and they go out and get Lawrence Timmons, which I think is a solid 2-year, $12 million. That's pretty solid deal, I think.
I agree. I always liked Timmons on the Steelers. I don't know. I think he was just in a really good system, so I'm kind of curious to see how he gonna do here in Miami.
Another big name free agent, Dontari Poe, has 3 teams interested in him: Dolphins, Niners, Colts, and Falcons. That's
Ooh,
4. That's 4 actually. There's a
good
Falcons.
counting.
Yeah, I just saw the 3 new ones: Dolphins, Niners, Colts. That adds on top of the Falcons' interest. Falcons were sounding like they were the front runner this morning, so we'll see where that goes. I'm really surprised that he may not go back to the Chiefs. That kind of surprised me.
And how they're not even a team that's listed.
Yeah, I mean, I still would add him in that list. Wouldn't leave him off, but the ones I said are the newest additions to have interest in Dontari Poe, who is a solid nose tackle, but not every team plays with a nose tackle like himself. Kind of just have D tackles, two of them. So we'll see. Ravens had a big day yesterday. They released Ladarius Webb this morning, and they are showing interest in Morris Claiborne, former Cowboys corner, who is almost looking like I don't want to say bust, but kind of not a great early draft pick, and then kind of turned it around last year before he got hurt. So he has some potential. Could be a good signing there if he ends up there. Jared Cook was in talks with the Packers yesterday and earlier today, and those talks kind of broke down, and he's seen some interest from the Lions, Bills, and Bears. I'm told the Lions and Bills are the front runners. Bears may not be involved in that anymore, but at one point they did show some interest. Not sure where he will land as of now. Um, Obviously, everybody knows that the Rams are trying to trade Tremaine Johnson. What are they trying to get? Who are they going to trade him to? We know the Browns need a corner. We know the Browns have a ton of picks. Could that be a
And
landing
money.
spot? I doubt the trade. Yeah, they have a ton of money too. I don't know if the trade will even happen. He's on the franchise tag. I think he would sign a bigger contract if he was traded. Eddie Lacy, Packers former Packers running back, scheduled to visit with the Seahawks today and earlier tomorrow. Then he'll go to Minnesota, visit the Vikings later tomorrow and on Sunday. And then last stop is back to the Packers. We'll visit the Packers again. To me, that tells me he's going back to Green Bay. I don't know. After he visits the Seahawks and the Vikings, then he goes to the Packers to talk to them. Like, I don't know. To me, he's going back to Green Bay. What do you think?
I mean, whatever city has the best food, that's where I can see him going.
Yeah.
Um, just to be honest with you there, I don't know. I don't think Lacey just can't perform at this weight that he's been playing at the last couple seasons. I liked him until then. Till he kind of had that ankle issue last year. I don't know. You just can't overpay the guy, and I feel like he's gonna get way more money than he deserves.
Yeah, and I think it might be like a prove it contract. I would think like 1 year, maybe two max if he got a contract
Mm.
from anybody. But to me, I think the Packers are going to want him back. I think some free agents don't even end up finishing their visits because somebody blows them away with an offer. But for him not to even go back to visit the Packers is kind of a slap in the face after that's your team, that's who drafted you, and they want you back. So I see him finishing his visits, and I don't see him leaving Green Bay after he's there. But we'll see. Latavius Murray, another free agent running back, is visiting the Seahawks. I'm surprised he hasn't really been more of a target yet. Just like Peterson, I feel like those two guys should have been signed by now. Really, maybe they want too much
Right.
money. I don't know the situation. Patriots still in talks with their star linebacker Dante Hightower. Surprised he wasn't signed on the first day. Kind of a big name guy. Titans showing some interest too. Titans could bring him along with Logan Ryan, who was the Patriots corner. That would be something. But I expect him to go back to the Patriots. Still in talks, so it must be a lot of negotiations going on there. Is my guess.
Right. Yeah, I mean he's gonna get a payout, a big payout. Um, it's really who's gonna give it to him.
The Titans get a lot of money to work with. They don't necessarily need him, but he is an upgrade. Can't be afraid to upgrade that team. I know the Titans are a team that kind of want to build a Super Bowl team in the draft rather than free agency, and already have done a good job in free agency on top of that. So it'd be interesting to see if they add more top tier free agents. Raiders showing some interest in Martellus Bennett, along with the Niners. They also showed interest in him. I think he's a guy that's going to get overpaid. I don't think he's anything special. Getting older, I mean, he's definitely a decent tight end. There's a shortage on tight ends in the league, but I think he's a guy that's going to get overpaid. I don't know who's going
I
to
can
give it
see
to him.
that.
Yeah. Another trade of Brandon Cooks. I was told there was going to be a trade that went down last night with Brandon Cooks. I thought the Patriots and the Titans were still talking with him yesterday, and it was supposed to happen, but now it sounds like it might not happen because the Saints want too much for him. But I mean, he was like seventh in receiving yards And just got an alert here. Bears signed Prince Mukamara, which we already known, but the details are 1 year, 7 million, all guaranteed. Kind of a prove it
It's actually a good
contract.
deal.
Yeah, it's kind of a prove it contract. I was thinking more. Yeah, I guess that's about the range. All seven guaranteed though. I guess. I mean, a 1 year deal. I guess why not? But
Right.
they're gonna have to bring in some more corners along with them over there. But that was a big need that got a little help with that. But yeah, Brandon Cooks. I don't know if he'll be dealt because I think the Saints want too much. There was talk of Malcolm Butler for Brandon Cooks. There's no way I could have seen that straight up. I think the Patriots would have been getting a better deal there. Malcolm Butler, good corner. Nothing that great, I don't think. Brandon Cooks is a pretty solid receiver on his way up, and just more of an impact is what it comes down to. He's more of an impact than Butler's going to give to the Saints, even though the Saints really they need defense. They need a lot of defense. So that's why
They've made that clear.
they would do that deal. So I mean, whoever you give Drew Brees is going to make him look good. No matter what, the Saints' offense is going to be good this year. The defense, on the other hand, could be the worst in the league if it's not improved. If they load up on draft picks, get Butler in there, then yeah, maybe their defense and draft defense is what I'm saying. Then maybe that defense can compete this year, and the Saints are in the running for that division. But they're gonna have to make some moves to do that. I do like Brandon Cook, so maybe they'll hold on to him. Who we got for some remaining free agents? There's still a good amount. Dante Hightower, we already
Kaepernick.
Kaepernick too. Yeah, Hightower is probably the best one out there. We talked about him. Kaepernick is a better quarterback than a lot of these quarterbacks that were signed, but could
Glennon.
could give a good reason why Kaepernick wasn't signed. People don't want to deal with him. Peterson's another big name guy. Seattle Raiders. I heard there's some interest there, and people are talking about Packers, Patriots, but those are just potential landing spots. Not did they show interest? I don't. Not that I know of. Can't rule out the Vikings going back there too. They're trying to get Lacey apparently. I think their goals are to get a big guy like Lacey and then draft a receiving running back to compete with McKinnon. So if Lacey doesn't work out, then Peterson. It's kind of weird that we're talking about Lacey is option A and then Peterson's option B. That sounds a little weird to me. I don't know,
That's very weird.
but we'll see how that. Terrell Pryor's another one, another guy that I'm surprised wasn't signed yet.
Yeah.
He left Washington without a deal. He went for a visit and left without a deal. Where he's gonna go visit next, I don't know. I think people are concerned on whether he can play receiver because he's only played it for 1 year. But I thought he was solid. There was really no flaws in his game. He was playing with um, musical quarterbacks over there too, with nobody playing at a high level either. So I thought he kind of proved that he can play. So I mean, why
Yeah, I know.
not?
I like Terrell Pryor.
Like what Elshon got a 1 year, 14 mil. I'm fine with giving Pryor 1 year and somewhere around that money. I probably wouldn't give him more, but definitely a weapon. So I'm kind of surprised that nobody has pursued him more. Dontari Poe, who we kind of touched up on, he's one of the top free agents left. Jonathan Hankins from the Giants. I think I'm just another guy. I'm just surprised nobody's got him. I haven't really heard on anybody being interested in him. I'm kind of surprised on that. TJ Lang, another one. I guess that's kind of an injury concern. That's why he's still on the board. Maybe he has to take visits to get a physical, get it cleared. TJ McDonald, the
Yeah.
Rams safety. This is where we kind of start going down, starting on the decline. Jabal Sheard, I like Jabal Sheard, who has interest from Miami, solid edge rusher. Jay Cutler, where's Jay Cutler gonna go? Sounds like the Jets.
It sounds like the Jets, but now that thing came out today that RG3 wants to play in New York. I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do.
Yeah, he wants to play there because
I
it's his
I
best
think
chance to
I'd
start.
rather have RG3
Well, I'd rather have RG3 all day, but got to take into account that he'll probably get hurt. But Cutler may also get hurt too.
or just quit.
Sounds like there's mutual interest between Cutler and the Jets. RG3,
What about Houston? Kind of needs some quarterback.
yeah,
I
that's
think
gonna be
they're
more the Romo push. Are they gonna end up trading for him? Is he gonna get released? Are they gonna sign him? Can't rule out retirement. I don't think it's an option for him, but you can't rule it out. Benny Logan, another one.
I think.
That's another good name.
Ooh,
Underrated free
that's a
agent
good name.
name. think he could end up back on the Eagles, but never know. It's kind of gotten quiet. The first like hour, 2 hours were pretty crazy, and then it's got real quiet. I think the strategy has shifted. I think teams are kind of gonna wait around. Maybe these guys want too much money. If they sit around too long, they're gonna realize they're asking for too much, and then they can get a good deal both ways. So I think that's kind of the strategy now. Maybe maybe it'll be quiet till later today. I mean, there's been some signings earlier, but and then third day of free agency, which is tomorrow. I think it always starts picking up again. Then it seems like every year, like first day's crazy, then a little quiet for a little bit, then third day picks up. Nick Mangold, another one. Where's he gonna
Yeah.
go? Ex All Pro. Is
There's
30.
been like no news about him.
Yeah, I think it's another guy that's going to bring in for visits. He's 33, injury history. So I think that's the other thing. A lot of these guys are asking too much, so they're letting them chill, or the other guys have injury history or are old, so you need to bring them in for a physical. That takes some time. So that's why it's getting a little quiet right now. But that'll do it for this video. Please subscribe for more. That'll do it. Goodbye.
See ya.